Hey, welcome back. It's Jason Walter here. I noticed that Redfin posted a couple days ago that it's taking a little bit longer for home sellers to sell their houses. In fact, some listings are becoming stale. It says here a dearth of buyers and relatively few new listings are leading to an uptick in homes sitting on the market longer than expected here and longer than a month. And this is giving some buyers breathing room while frustrating some home sellers. So what Redfin did is they actually looked at the 50 most populous cities in the United States here and actually ranked them by the share of houses on the market longer than 30 days without going under contract as of July of this year. And they sorted this by looking at the year-over-year increase in the share of houses on the market longer than 30 days. So the biggest increase from July 2021 to July 2022 in the share of houses sitting on the market longer than 30 days. In the number one spot was actually in Oakland, California, which is just east of San Francisco here. Also, number two was in Phoenix, Arizona, followed by Austin, Texas, Anaheim, California, which is basically more or less in the Los Angeles area, and also Riverside, California. So I thought it'd be fun to take a look at the latest housing market trends in Oakland, Phoenix, as well as Anaheim. I'm not going to be looking at Austin or Riverside because I made separate videos regarding that within the past couple of weeks. And I'll try to leave a link below for those separate videos there for Austin, Texas, and Riverside, California, if you're interested in that. And also, if you guys are new here too, I post frequent housing market updates so you guys can be more informed. So if you have not subscribed to this channel yet, I invite you to do so, and I'll definitely keep you posted. With that said, let's look at Oakland, California, to have a look at what's going on there. So just like my other videos I'm making here regarding separate cities and what we're seeing in our housing market there, I'm going to go over new listings, pending home sales, active listings, home prices, and also price reductions. So let's have a look at Oakland, California for new listings right now. And by the way, I have not looked at the latest trends according to Redfin here, so I thought it'd be fun to share that with you guys or look at that with you guys together for the first time. So new listings are down 22% from the same time period in 2021. The black line's 2022. This is 2019. Orange here is 2021. So new listings have basically been decreasing since May of this year in Oakland. Let's have a look at active listings though. So active listings in Oakland, look at that. Wow, almost surpassing 2019's levels and up, look at that, up 35.6% from 2021. Pretty crazy. So they have just under 4,700 houses for sale, but back in 2021, they had approximately 3,500 houses for sale. 2019, around 4,900. So it has been leveling off just a little bit here, but this trajectory here basically going straight up, I mean, far different compared to 2021. And look at this, because at the start of this year, they were actually down. Look at that. That's pretty crazy. So on January 1st, they were down 26% in the number of houses for sale in Oakland, California, and now they're up 35%. So what a turnaround over the past several months here. I'm guessing that pending home sales, which is when a home seller accepts an offer from a home buyer, I'm guessing that's probably one of the main reasons why active listings have been increasing. I'm guessing pendings have been decreasing greatly. Look at that. Well, there you go. So pending home sales have fallen by 32% from 2021. So this is why they're seeing this increase of active listings, because they're seeing fewer contracts being signed by home buyers, which of course is an indication that home buying demand is decreasing, right? So pendings are down greatly. Active listings are up greatly as well. I'm guessing price drops are going to be through the roof. Let's take a look. Look at that. Basically going straight up here. Pretty interesting. So basically in March, we basically had the same number of price drops compared to 2021, around 2.2%. But let's have a look at what it is right now. Look at that. 9.3% is a share of price drops right now in Oakland. Compare that to this time in 2021, the share was only 3.7%. Now it's at 9.3%. So what a turnaround there. We're seeing a lot of price reductions here in Oakland, California. By the way, for whatever reason, as I always mention in the channel here, you have to multiply this by about 4 or 4.3, whatever you want to do. So let's just call it 4. So at 4, 9.3, let's call it 9.3 times 4. Because this is a weekly share. So the monthly share right now for price reductions in Oakland is approximately 37%. So for whatever reason, Redfin reports this on a weekly basis, and you actually have to multiply this by 4 or 4.3 to be exact in order to get the approximate share of price drops by month. And I actually want to corroborate this with you guys because a lot of guys ask about this. So have a look at this. This is on altosresearch.com. Really good tool here. They have really good housing market updates they post on their YouTube channel. Check them out. Again, that's altosresearch.com, or check out their YouTube channel. So here's Oakland, California, for the share of price drops for the 7 days ending, August 5th. So the share right now of price drops is 35%. Compare that to my calculation for Redfin is 37%. So on par with what Altos Research is telling us as well. So anyways, a big share of price drops right now. So let's look at home prices in Oakland, California. Let's first look at the asking prices. What in the world's going on there? All right, so asking prices have increased for 3 consecutive months here, or 3 consecutive weeks here. So the median asking price is $933,000, up from $894,000 for the 4 weeks ending July 10th. So I'm laughing because why would asking prices increase if they're seeing a giant amount of price reductions and also a huge pullback in home buying demand because we're seeing a decrease in pending. So this is one reason why we're seeing a huge amount of price reductions, because we're seeing overzealous home sellers who have not gotten the memo that our housing market is slowing down here. Anyways, let's look at the home prices that actually have sold though. Look at that. So far different. Like, why would the asking prices increase for the past few months or few weeks here when home prices are declining, and also we're seeing all these other metrics here which are indicating that home buying demand is decreasing. Anyways, median sold price, look at this. Basically on par, look at that. Home prices are basically flat right now compared to 2021 at $968,000. But look at the peak here. So the peak was in mid-May. 1.096 million was the median sold price then. Now it's only 968,000. But this is pretty unusual though, because most cities I look at least have at least a 5% increase in home prices from 1 year ago. But looking at this, home prices are on par with last year's levels. Here's something crazy I also want to share with you guys as well. Here's the average sale to list price ratio in Oakland. This is our metro area. But this ratio here basically measures the share of houses selling over or under the asking price. So a ratio of 1 or 100% basically means that home sellers sold their houses for their asking price on average. So take a look at this, because the peak this year was basically in the middle or the end of April, when the share was basically 1.14. So in other words, home sellers sold their houses on average for 14% more than their asking price during this time frame. But look at how it's changed over the past several months though, because right now that share is 1.04. So in other words, 104% home sellers selling their houses for 4% more than their asking price, compared to 14% just a few months ago. All right, that was some big changes in Oakland, California over the past several months here. Let's have a look at Phoenix, Arizona, because I also know this was also another pandemic hotspot, because a lot of people over the past couple of years, of course, have moved there. But this market here really has shifted though. The last time we looked at the Phoenix market was approximately a month ago. So let's see what has changed since then. So new listings are basically down slightly from 2021 and basically have been moving downward ever since June of this year. So we have a little bit less new listings in Phoenix, Arizona compared to 2021. Let's look at active listings right now in Phoenix. So look at that. Has basically been skyrocketing. Wow, look at that. So active listings are up 46.66% from the same time period last year. So up greatly, almost surpassing 2019's levels right now. So they have 19,000 houses for sale right now. Let's look at 2021. They only had 13,000 houses for sale. So a huge increase of active listings in Phoenix, Arizona. Let's take a look at why this is. I'm guessing pendings are down. Yeah, absolutely true. So pendings are down. Look at that. Pendings are down, wow, 33% from 2021, and basically have been moving greatly downward really ever since May-ish. So a big decrease in contracts being signed in Phoenix, Arizona. So I'm guessing they're going to be seeing a huge amount of price drops here like I saw a month ago. Wow, look at that. It's crazy. So the share of price drops right now for active listings in Phoenix, Arizona is 14.4%. Absolutely insane. Let's take a look at the share by month though. So 14.4 times 4 is 57.6%. So approximately 58% of active listings right now have had price reductions. And looking at altosresearch.com for Phoenix, Arizona here, the share price drops according to them for the 7 days ending August 5th is 60.05%. So on par with my calculation there at 57.6%. So approximately 60% of active listings in Phoenix have had price drops right now. I mean, right now by week, 14.4. Take a look at this because in 2019 and 2020, that share was around 5%. So basically the share of price drops in Phoenix right now is almost 3 times the share compared to 2019 and 2021. I mean, this is quite the turnaround at 14.4%. Look at January 1st of this year. So January 1st, it was 2.6%. And it basically has been skyrocketing ever since April, which coincidentally is when the average 30-year fixed surpassed 5% for the first time since approximately 2018. All right, so that was price reductions in Phoenix. Let's look at prices though, or home prices. Here's asking prices. So asking prices are flat, which doesn't make any sense whatsoever, right? If we're seeing this huge pullback in home buying demand, a lack of contracts being signed by pending home sales, a huge increase of active listings, and also a giant increase of price drops, why would the median asking price basically be flat over the past several weeks here? I mean, it basically went from what, 500,000? Now it's 487,000. Not a big decrease here. And this is why we're seeing this huge amount of price drops because home sellers don't get it, right? They're overzealous. Let's just say that. Let's look at the median sold price though. Again, these are houses that actually have sold. Look at that. So houses that have sold have been decreasing ever since the end of June, really. So end of June, home prices were at $488,000. Now they're at $466,000. Still a 13% increase from 2021 though. And 1 year ago at this time, the median sold price was approximately $411,000. But look at this. Look at 2020 here. Just want to show you this trajectory here over the past few years because as I mentioned in previous videos, this is great to see home prices, or if you're a home buyer, this is great to see if home prices are decreasing a little bit. But when you look at the broader picture here, you really have to look at this because this small increase or small decrease from 488,000 down to 466,000, basically $20,000, is a very small decrease when you look at the giant increase over the past several years here. So right now, 466,000, that's a 13% increase from the same time period in 2021 when the home prices were at 411,000. But look at that. At this time last year, home prices increased 29% from the same time period in 2020. And in 2020 at this time, the median sold price was only $324,000, a 14% increase from 2019. So in other words, over the past 2 years, the median sold price has increased almost $150,000 in 2 years, which is absolutely insane. And this is one reason why we may not want to celebrate, given the fact that home prices have only decreased about $20,000 over the past several weeks. Obviously, though, this is a step in the right direction, though, that home prices have been decreasing. Home buyers have a lot more options available to them. And also, they may not have to offer crazy offers in order to get an offer accepted. And meanwhile, the average sale to list price ratio in Phoenix, Arizona actually is less than 100%. So for the 4 weeks ending July 31st, homes were selling for approximately 99% of their sellers' asking price on average. In other words, home sellers sold their houses for approximately 1% less than their asking price on average. But look at the peak here because back in May, that ratio was 102%. Now it's 99%. Also, 1 year ago, the ratio was also 102%. So home sellers sold their houses for 2% more than their asking price. Now it's less than 1%. All right, that was Phoenix, Arizona. Let's have a look at the latest trends in Anaheim, California, which is where Disneyland is, by the way. So new listings in Anaheim are down 20.9% from 2021. So a big decrease in new listings really ever since May of this year. Let's look at active listings though in Anaheim. Active listings have surpassed 2021's levels, or basically on par with 2021 right now. So basically, same number of active listings in Anaheim compared to 2021, but far less compared to 2019 though. So right now they have approximately 5,500 houses for sale. In 2019, this time, they had approximately 10,527 houses for sale. So we're seeing far fewer houses for sale right now compared to 2019. So let's have a look at pending home sales in Anaheim. So pendings are basically on par with 2019 though, but look at that, down 26%. So we have 26% less contracts signed right now compared to 2021. So a big decrease in pendings. And this is why they're seeing an increase of active listings. Home buyers are not signing contracts as fast as they once did. And that's why they're seeing active listings increase. So I'm guessing that price drops are also increasing greatly as well. Look at that. So price drops, look at this. At the start of this year, the share of active listings with price reductions was 1.1%, less than 2020, less than 2021, I should say, also less than 2019 as well. But ever since, what is this, March of this year, the share has been basically increasing greatly, especially in April. And that's when mortgage rates increase greatly as well. But the share right now is 7.8% compared to 1.1% at the start of this year. So far higher than 2019 and 2021. So 7.8 right now. Compare this last year. Last year, the share was 2.8%, so far higher compared to the past couple of years here at 7.8%. And again, this is the weekly share. The monthly share is approximately 31% right now in Anaheim, California. Let's look at altosresearch.com though. So here's Anaheim, California. The share price reductions right now, the 7-day average right now is 43%. The 90-day average is 32.88%. So I'm guessing the reason why these numbers are different here is because of the different date ranges they're looking at here. And also because the trajectory here is basically going straight up over the past couple of weeks here. So Redfin reports the share of price drops over the past 4 weeks. And this is the time period from July 4th to July 31st of this year. The share by week on average is 7.8%. So I'm guessing that the reason why we're seeing a difference between altosresearch.com and also Redfin is because of the date ranges here, because the 7-day average right now is 43%. So in other words, over the past 7 days, the share has actually gotten much worse compared to the 4-week average here. Because look at 1 month ago. So 1 month ago, let's see, was it August 5th? So 1 month ago, the share was 39%. On June 1st-ish, June 3rd, I should say, the share was 23%. So the share of price drops has been increasing greatly over the past several months here. In fact, so much so, according to altosresearch.com here, as of May 27th, the share was about 21%. So the share of price drops in Anaheim from May 27th of this year to August 5th of this year has basically doubled. So price reductions have been increasing greatly over the past several months here. So let's first look at asking prices in Anaheim. Right now, the median asking price is $1 million. That's a 15.79% increase from 2021, where home prices were at $879,000. And this is why we're seeing a large share of price drops right now, because asking prices have not decreased very much over the past several months now. Let's look at the median sold price. These are houses that actually have sold. So right now at $989,000, only an 8% increase from 2021. But look at the peak here. So for the 4 weeks ending May 8th, the median sold price was just over or almost at $1.1 million. Now it's basically $989,000. But during this time frame, look at that. Home prices increased 20% from the same time period in 2021. Now it's only 8%. So home prices have been decreasing over the past several months here. Let's look at the sale to list price ratio here. Look at that. This is crazy. So it was basically at 105% back in April, or let's say February, all the way until April and May of this year. So basically, on average, home sellers were selling their houses for about 5% more than the asking price. But now that ratio is basically 100%. On average, home sellers selling their houses for their asking price. And 1 year ago, that ratio was 103%. So comment below what your biggest takeaways from today's video. Also, if you guys got any value out of today's video whatsoever, then please hit the like button. I greatly appreciate that. Hope you guys have an awesome day and look forward to seeing you on the next video.